Cyberman. I am Cyberman.
Financial advice. I am not a professional stock trader, nor am I a financial advisor of any kind. I make no guarantees, nor do I offer any promises of any kind with the processes or information shared in this video. Okay, now that we got that over with, this is for a couple people that asked me how I did today, that text me and talk to me, and this is for a few people in my Discord that asked me to make a video of how the day went down. Excuse me. So we had all kind of meetings today, all kind of real estate, and we had all kind of PPG and GCC and Chi and all that stuff. I try not to really pay attention, but they make it to where you kind of have to pay attention. And I don't really care to get into particulars too hard. So I'm just playing the day back. And I left a lot of the boxes on here just so we can see, so I wouldn't have to redraw them, and I'll just go through kind of a brief overcap of what I did. Okay. So right now, this is pre-market playing out. And like I said, we had like a financial report, we had like a real estate report, we had the Fed minutes and all kind of stuff. So this is kind of how it went down on my end. All right. So last night, or yesterday actually, before the market end, me and a couple of people in my Discord, we took straddles. They took straddles, I think, and some strangles. I took a strangle. So I basically had, I believe it was a 400. Let me see. Yeah. Oh no, I took a straddle. Sorry, I had 10 SPY contracts at a 400 strike on a put at 155.66, and I had 10 calls 153.66. Or actually, no, I think I got the puts a little cheaper than that. Okay, it was at the end of day yesterday. All right, something like that, but to no avail. So anyway, we took these, and I was discussing it with a couple people that follow me in the Discord, and we figured, well, we might as well take a straddle because we don't know which way this crazy ass market's going, man. This market is crazy. It shows you bear flags and it goes bullish. It shows you bullish and it goes bearish. Then it shows you whatever flag it is, then it goes that way. So you never can tell. You don't know. So a lot of tricks being played in the market, a lot of false contracts out there. Then honestly, we don't know when we see, the data from various sources that we get it from. We don't know how to read if that's real or fake or if it's just inflated data. And before I go any further, let me let this play out till right before the market opens, because I got to say this, because a lot of people are asking me about this. Yeah, I do say fake data and fake contracts a lot, and let me explain to you what I mean. It's not really fake, okay? And but you got to understand, okay? I'm talking to a specific set of people. Everybody doesn't day trade options. There's a lot of people who day trade just the share. They buy the stock, they buy the share, and they day trade it. Not everybody does options. You got to realize that. So there may be people who just buy the share, and they may sell covered calls, our puts, our contracts. They may sell the contracts that you're buying. You know, so not everybody is like you. You got to remember that. Not everybody's doing the exact same thing that you're doing. Okay. Some people are just straight up buying the share. So when I say some people, when I'm looking at something like the SPY, that's not anybody, any retail trader, right? I would hope you would figure that out with a share price of like 402, 399 or what have you. I mean, you literally have to be like a billionaire, hint, hint, to buy a whole bunch of these and sell. I mean, there's 100 shares in an option. So who could buy billions of shares, or a million shares or something, and sell those? I don't know. Maybe you know. But what I'm getting at is we don't know when we see, especially like in the dark pool, we don't know if it is a put, a call, or just shares being bought. Because I could buy shares, then I can sell contracts, okay, and make upfront money. So what I'm getting at is we don't know if big money's doing this. We don't know. But if you know how things work, like how we do in my Discord, then you know what to look out for. You know certain things that's going on, and it's getting easier and easier for you to figure it out when you're in there with me because I'm coaching you through it. Okay? So, what I'm getting at is you don't know put, call, or share. All right? Bet you didn't think about that, huh? You just thought it was all options. A lot of people do not day trade options because of the time decay. And something that's been going on lately is they've been taking these options sideways for quite a while. And it's been burning through the time decay and it eats the option up. And by the time it goes up or down, if it goes up or down lately in the SPY, it's really worth nothing. So anyway, just wanted to drop that on you because that's what you've been seeing a lot of lately. And you don't know where it's coming from, but remember, everybody don't trade options. Okay? Remember that. So, everybody don't trade options. Just saying it again. All right. Let's start the day off. Okay, hit the play. I think I hit the play. Next play. Okay, hit the play. We're off. All right. Bell's about to ring. Now remember, took a straddle yesterday. 400 strike. All right. We're coming in the gate and we're coming in hot. Look at that thing flying up there. Okay. Look at that that buy pressure on the 5 minute and the buy pressure on the 1 minute. And, it wasn't like this straight away, but when it came in and it started going up, it kind of kept going up for a second. So you got to remember, I'm in on a 400 straddle. So that means I got a 400 put, 400 call. Okay. So at this point, my calls started gaining a lot of ground there, or they were about to begin. Okay. So let's watch as this thing takes off. So first thing we do is we get to the top of the pre-market. Okay. Then our buy pressure moves up. All right. And our 1 minute, as you see it clearly marked there in the green. All right. We're playing at the top. Have a little pullback, hits buy pressure, jumps back up. Now, did I stop this thing? Okay. So right here, at this point, 401, start making money. Okay. See this big wick here? That means it jumped up crazily right there for a second. It came back down. All right. That's what that was. All right. Now at this point, my put's being killed. All right. My call is running up. My put's being killed. And yeah, it's unfair. They take more of the money when you're losing and pay you less when you're winning. Okay, depending on which strike price you get it at and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but at this point, we're at the top of the measured move. Okay, so I'm sitting there watching. We go into consolidation, which is the yellow box. All right, going back and forth. We come down. We start to come back up. And I think at this point right here, I realized that what we just did, I don't know if you guys can see it, but we came out the gate, we formed a small bull flag and a nice long pole there, short and tight up top. then it takes off up. Then we kind of do somewhat of another one here, short and tight, takes off up top again, okay? At this point, we're moving in on the top of our measured move. We retested, we're coming back, our EMAs, our 50s on the bottom, we're crossing through pressures, our buy pressures are moving up, so everything's going up, okay? Playing at the top there, we decide to play around in the pressure a little bit. At this point right here, I want to say this point right here, okay? Let's move it back over here. I want to say somewhere in this point here, I don't remember exactly. My calls pretty much almost paid for themselves, and they paid for the puts. Now, I usually have something called the rule of H that I use, and I just seen an opportunity to like sell most of them and make them pay for both. So I kind of did that and left a few runners. So I got most of my money back for the contracts that I bought yesterday. And coming up, I want to believe right here, I think it's right here, I took some 401s, I want to believe. I'm not looking at my account, but I want to believe I bought in some more on some 401s, or maybe I did it down here. I probably did it down here. So anyway, we're eating through the buy pressures and stuff, and we're getting up by that day line. And I'm thinking, we're going to come up to this day line, and that's going to be the spot right there. We break that day line. I'm thinking we could probably get up to at least, I went back and checked for pressures. I'm thinking, we can at least get up to 403, like 30 or something like that. Because that's just the way it was looking. And you guys know when pressures come from way back, they're weak. They're not as strong as the pressures that are right in your face. Okay? So at this point, you see the M pattern, you see the flags. At this point, I basically I sold off the calls because I made decent money, and it almost paid off. And almost paid off everything. And I still had like 2 runners or something like that, okay? And then I knew that at 11 o'clock, we were going to have the Fed minutes or whatever. So I was thinking, like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna go ahead and take these contracts and sell them because it's going to almost pay me off, right? And I took a 401. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have my brokerage open, so I can't just look at it. I took a 401, and the 401, after I sold those contracts, I bought the 401 somewhere in here. I want to say somewhere in the measured move here, probably right here in this pullback. And then it came up above the 401, and I bought quite a few of them. And then when I got up here to the top, okay, I kind of realized that it was going to turn around on me. And so right up there at the top, I got rid of most of the 401s because I was up on them, and that took care of what I didn't pay on the straddle. Okay, so that averaged me out, and I think I was up like $6 at that point. And I still had a couple 401s, and I still had the 400s, a couple 400s left, right? And at that point, everything was pretty much paid off. So I still got all my puts, and they're way down. I got my calls all sold. I got a couple runners at the 400, and then I got the 401s, and I sold out on the 401s up there to average out, and it paid for everything. And I was up like $6. Excuse me. I was up like $6 at this point. And I said, okay, I wonder what's going to happen when this meeting comes out at 11 o'clock, Pacific Standard, my time. I don't know what time you are, but it's Pacific Standard. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. So here's my thinking on it. That's why I held those couple 400 calls, right, from yesterday, because they were cheaper. And I pretty much had paid them off selling the 401s. And I still got, a couple 401s running, and my puts are to shit right now. Okay. But that's okay, because I'm thinking 11 o'clock comes around. You know what? Everything's paid for. I'm playing with house money. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, I'm playing with house money. So, therefore, why not go ahead and hold on? Pretty much everything's paid for. So my thinking is, while I'm up here at the top, okay, somewhere up in here, I thought, you know what? Let me zone out. Let me look at this thing. And I said, do I see anything significant? And this is on the 1 minute time frame. And I was like, let me see. Do I see anything? And that's when I realized that I had seen those flag patterns, those bull flag patterns up in here. And that's when I kind of realized, it was a big bull flag, or not a big bull flag, but a big full bull flag from before that had formed on it. I don't remember. I think I seen it. Was it the 5 minute chart? Yeah, there we go. Kind of a pennant forming there. Blam, blam, blam. And if you do the measurements and all that stuff, you know about that stuff. It measured out and it showed me the run. I think it was this one. Let me see. Because I'll be zooming in here, you guys. I don't, I can't quite spot. I don't remember right now, but I remember I seen it and I said that was the reason for these moves or what have you. Or was it here? It was a nice tight big one. Don't quite remember where it's at, but I remember I seen it. Okay, is it the 15 minute? It's right there. I want to say it was a one. Yeah, but anyway, I kind of realized that I think this thing's gonna go down. Okay. I mean, I should have did this video while I was trading. I always forget. So, let me see. I think on the down part here. All right. So as this thing ran down, I kind of realized that it was okay. There it is, right there. There's my bull flag right there. That's what I was talking about. Bam, and then little one, and then a very loose one coming in right there. But if you measure the pole out, and how some people use that, it actually worked in this case because while I was trading, I drew the lines out, and I did it, and even with these flags, so it actually worked in this case. It showed you the move all the way up to here. Okay, and I showed the people in the Discord how that worked. So I think I'm talking too fast here, but let me let this play out. So I realized on the way down here, as they were collecting liquidity, I realized somewhere up here, when it wouldn't pass this line, that it probably was going to come back down. And I said, well, what's the best place for it to come back down? Like if they're just going to keep straggling this along, what's the best place for it to come back down? Then I realized, you know what? They're probably going to come right to the middle here. Probably going to bring it back to about 400 because that's where the day started. And my 400 puts, I still got them. They're doing shit. They're not really doing great. So as we kind of approached, I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold on to them because they're paid for. I'm in the profit or what have you. And right here, I want to say that I recognized I think this is a bear flag that I'm seeing. Okay, so when this was, I think right in the middle of this, I kind of realized that we're coming down. It might have been here or here. Okay, one of these two spots. All right, I need to start recording this while I'm doing it. One of these two spots, I started looking through the option chart, and I seen 12-cent calls. Now, knowing at 11 o'clock right here, we have, the meeting coming up, and I'm saying it could go up or it could go down because, people lose their mind over these things, right? So I'm thinking with my puts, I already got the puts in place. They're paid for because of the calls jumping up early. And I bought that 401. Those 401s are now, the 401 calls I have left are now going to shit, okay? And I realize here that I see a bear flag, a big one, coming in. So I was like, all right, let me wait this out with the puts, and maybe I got something here, maybe I don't, whatever. But they're paid for. It's all profit at this point. Okay, so whether they go to whatever, I mean, they're profit. So then, as we take off on the descent down, okay, this is where I believe I started looking. And I started seeing, I said, let me see how much calls are because, even though I got the 401, no, actually, you know what? I sold those 400. I sold them all off. Sorry, guys. I sold them back a while back there. So I had the 401 runners left on the calls. My straddle from yesterday has been paid for. I still have the puts, which are eating poop right now. But I'm saying if this thing drops, I'm all set up. I'm good. I got the 401s, which I use to leverage to pay for the rest of that. And I actually came out at this point. I'm ahead about, I would say about $133. I'm ahead. Okay. So I looked at the calls at this point after this bear flag, and I think I sold a few puts because they were kind of coming in the money, and I believe I sold a few, and at the same time, I was ahead $133. I know that, okay? So I looked at calls because I remember I bought them close, and I was looking, I was like, man, these calls are cheap, and I was thinking I already got puts. So what happens if this thing jumps back up? I got my 401, but right now it's eating shit, and the time decay is really messing with it. Okay, so I looked and I seen calls, and they were really cheap. And around, I want to say, around this point, it had to be this point. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. It had to be around this point when I seen them, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my profit to buy them. So everything's paid for, basically, even the 401s. And I got a couple of them still running, thinking if it goes up, I got calls on the 401s. Then I got some 404s for 12 cents. That means $12 a contract. So I said, okay, how many contracts can I get for $133? Just to keep it all house money in case it blows up in my face. I don't lose nothing. I just, the whole day, I don't make any money, but hey, it is what it is. It's a gamble, right? Because they could take it up, they could take it down real quick, and they can come back to the middle, and you get nothing. And time decay just runs your contracts out. But I set myself up in a position at this point where I'm $133 on the day ahead. My straddles are paid for. I still have those puts, or most of them anyway. Okay, in case the thing drops at 11 o'clock, and I just bought like 11 contracts, and and you know what, guys? These are the double your account moments. But I mean, I didn't have any confirmation it was going to go up. But these are the double your account moments. I really should have spent. I shouldn't have been cheap, and I should have spent at least. I should have probably bought. Let me see. I should have spent about $3,600 on those 12-cent contracts if they had them. They had them. On those 404s, okay? That's what I should have did, okay? And I'll tell you why in a little bit. But that's what I should have did. I shouldn't have been cheap. I only bought 11 of them because I was just like, I'm going to use the house money when I should have just went ahead and just splurged on them, okay? I should have just went up because these are double your account, triple your account moments, okay? And I'm set up perfectly to do it. And, You know, the way that the spy's been acting, I honestly just was a little spooked. Yep, Cyberman was a little spooked because the spy's been doing some crazy stuff. Like I said, it'll show you, a W pattern that will turn into triple bottom or some crazy mess, or to show you a triple top that'll turn into a four top or whatever the hell you want to say. She's been showing a lot of craziness, man. Really inconsistent patterns and really inconsistent stuff. So I haven't been trading big because it's just not. I don't want to lose like a lot of money. I know you're taking a chance on losing or what have you, but and everything's a gamble on here. But I take calculated risks, and then I take the risk out of it with my rule of eights, and then I just have the calculation, and then it's all liquid. It's all money from there. Okay. So at this point, I'm all set up and I'm waiting on 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock hits. What's the first thing it does? It comes in. Let's open this up. It comes in hot like that. It jumps up. I'm thinking, oh, thank God about them calls. I'm thinking, yeah, man. And I was like, yes, look at this. Jumping up. Okay, finally at the thing, I thought we were going to break it and keep going. Then that happens. Okay. And then right here, we start kind of forming a flag. Then we break out of the flag, but it continues to go sideways. Okay. Now, I can't remember at the exact point, but I'm believing it's here. Believing it's over here, those 404s just skyrocketed. Because I had so many of them, I was like, yes. Well, I didn't have, only 11 contracts, right? But the point I'm getting at is along these lines, okay, and my 401s came back. So I sold them off. That was profit, okay? And they were already down to time decay was tearing them up. But they were, sold those off. So now I'm in the profit. Now I look, and on my daily, I'm up like I think it was about $200 or something like that. Okay, which it's like $200. And right in here, as this thing is happening right here along this line, I realized, like, man, you know what? I should have bought a whole boatload of those 404s, man, because at this point, and I'm kind of seeing a loose M forming, and I'm thinking, it's going to come back down. Got this bull flag up, got the pole there, bam, bam, it slams up, comes up. And I'm like, but when this happened, I was like, God, I should have spent $3,600 and just got like three, just put it like this. If I'd have spent $3,600 and got all those 12-cent contracts, guess what? I'd have made like 10 G's, okay? So that's why I was like kicking myself in the ass. Like, are you serious? I finally got a big play after like a few weeks of this thing just doing dumb stuff, and I missed it. So I sold my 401s, came up there. I sold a lot of the 404s, and then after that, I just had those puts from earlier. Sold a couple of those off, and I had a couple of the puts left. I had a couple of the 404s left. And this thing just kind of kept going sideways. They did what I thought they were going to do. And what I thought they were going to do, what I was afraid of, was if you didn't get rid of your contracts at a good point, I thought they're going to bring it right back down to 400, and it's just going to play with us until it fizzles out into the post market. That's what I thought. They kind of kept it above there, but, they did exactly what I thought, just at the wrong price. But I really thought we were going to break above intraday and keep going. So at the end there, I ended up making about a little under $500, which should have been way more. That's when I was like kicking myself in the ass, like, Jesus Christ, man, I should have just spent the money and not being a cheap ass. But, this thing's been acting crazy, so I don't blame you guys if you haven't been crazy betting on it. it's like it's I've been having to do a lot more scalping, which I don't really like scalping, but it is what it is. I mean, yesterday I had to scalp. The day before that I had to scalp. Monday and Tuesday I did scalp. But I'm not really a scalper. I mean, it's cool, but if I'm playing like with a really small account, so I just kind of let those couple contracts of the puts, couple contracts of the calls I had left, only a few on each side. They were all paid for, so I just let them fizzle out because I thought I've been in this thing where literally at the last 3 minutes or something, it would go, ooh, it would just drop, or it would just ride up, and I thought, well, maybe if it does that, I mean, these contracts are paid for, so what, and that's what it does to me right there. Nothing, just goes into oblivion there, just crushing my hopes and dreams of that. So I ended up not making much money at all. I think it was like $7 off those couple contracts dwindling out because the time decay from here to here, just from here to here, I should say. When they do this sideways crap, they're doing it because time decay is eating your contract up. Don't believe me? Go ahead and take a straddle at any number and let it play out through the whole day. And let me tell me what you got at the end. If it goes sideways, probably nothing. But anyway, I made just a little bit under $500. But if I would have played that right, if I would have seen the opportunity, I really should have spent. And something was telling me to spend the 3,600 and go in, but I didn't. And I would have made a little under 10K. Probably, let me see, 36. No, I would have made about $7,000. Including what I spent, would have came out to probably a little over 10K. But I didn't do it, so missed opportunity. But it's all right because the spy's been acting crazy lately, man. So I didn't want to take the chance because I don't like gambling. Not here anyway. I mean, I only gamble as much as I have to here. I like going to the casino and gambling, but not here as much. It's easier to get my money back at the casino, man. When I touch the dice. But that was just a little thing of what I did today, and I really should have went heavy on those 12-cent calls because I had a reason to, is what I'm getting at. I had a real reason to go because at 11 a.m. And another thing we'll point out right here. Right here. I mean, I was already making money on those calls. Like, I bought them. I was down $6. And then literally, like, when I came, like, right here, I was up. Like, about $150, $170. And I was like, what in the hell? They were 404s. Okay, so when we came here, it hit this. It went wham. And I said, oh, yeah. And then it went bam. I said, oh, no. And I thought, well, you know what? It's all right. I got my puts. But then guess what? This started climbing, and that number just started climbing and climbing and climbing on those 404s. I almost got to 403, man. If I would have got to like 404, oh, my God. Okay, and another thing one of people in my Discord pointed out is there's a gap up here that could take us legitly to like 408. So I was feeling like, what if we hit that and we keep running, man? And we get up to that 408 on those 12-cent calls. Oh, my God. So that's what I was thinking. It was more about how I was thinking of playing it than the way the way I played it was good. I mean, everything was there, but I'm just, me. I like to make a big chunk. And lately, I've been having a scalp where I've only been having like, $500 to like, $1,000 days, and for me, that's like, okay, that's not really, legible for me in the numbers I do. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man, I should have played that a little better. But anyway, you guys get the picture, and see you next time. Friday, man, I hope they don't fill those gaps. There's a gap under and there's a gap over on the SPY. The gap under is about $1.20 maybe. The gap over is like $5, a little under $5, like 480, something like that. And I'm hoping they don't fill that gap, man, before Monday, because I don't know if I'm going to be in here doing anything Friday. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so the market's not open. But Friday, I think we got a half day And I don't know if I'm going to be in here. Yeah, you know I'm going to be in here. Let me stop. Let me stop. You know I'm going to be here. All right. But I don't know if I'm going to do anything. I might just watch. That's a lie too. I'm going to do something. Unless I just absolutely don't see nothing. Because the market is going to be short that day. And today, one of the people in my Discord pointed out that it was a low volume day also. If you look at the pre-market, wasn't much going on. So and then but it was just the excitement of the Fed minutes or what have you. There was a lot of talk going on. There was a lot of things going on, and I don't know why it was such an anticipation. I just like to know about them so I can play them. I don't really care which way it goes. I just want to be set up on both sides on these days and strangle or straddle. And that's the whole reason yesterday, leaving the market, me and a couple of my friends in the Discord were talking about it, and we're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Just like there's a lot of liquidity down there. That Lessons in Liquidity, my second video, I show you all the liquidity that's down there. Oh, they're going to go back down there and take it, you guys. They may not do it right now, but they're going to creep back down there. They're going to AI creep down there probably because there's too many people waiting for them to drop. Too many people know that a lot of crazy mess is going on with the SPY. But the SPY is not the only thing I watch. It's mainly the only thing I trade, but it's not the only thing I watch to determine these things. Okay, so if you look at that bottom belt right there, that red and that green, that's another indicator that I'm testing. That indicator is about, I would say, 70%. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the name of it because one of the people in the Discord just asked me to test it and asked me not to do that. I might be theirs, I don't know, so I'm not. That's why there's no name on it. But you see how it's green, red, green, red? Look at that. Look at all those green, red spots on the minute chart just to drive you nuts. But we got more green than we got red down there. All right. So anyway, happy Turkey Day to all you guys. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Be with your family. Get up off the computer. And, there we go. So don't get too drunk tomorrow, you guys. All right. See you guys Friday morning or Monday. Don't know yet. Cyberman is out.